Welcome back, viewers. And if you just tuned in, this is the Engendered show. And today's episode, we'll be discussing a vital topic that says women empowerment, enhancing learning through digital literacy. We've been joined by our guest, but before I introduce her properly, let's get an insight on what we're about to discuss this evening. Now, on the topic today, which is women empowerment, enhancing learning through digital literacy, we'll be exploring the benefits of digital tools in education, the impact of digital literacy on students' engagement, the role of teachers in promoting digital skills, and the challenges of ensuring equitable access to digital resources. These angles will provide a comprehensive view of how digital literacy can improve learning outcomes and also how teachers can effectively integrate these digital skills in order to ensure digital literacy. I will be joined by our guest, our video guest. Her name is Lois Tofunmi. She is a sexual, gender-based mental health advocate. Many thanks for joining us. Good evening.
Thank you for having me all the time on Engendered show. I think this is home for me.
Well, let me just confess, this is great.
Thank you, and yeah,
This is amazing.
I wanted to ask.
Are you in this country with me? Are you in Nigeria with me, or you just came back?
yeah, we not allow the country to. God no go shame us.
God no go shame us.
We are going to.
No, we refuse.
Alright, before we delve straight into the topic for discussion this
Yeah.
evening, I want to ask, pertaining to the introduction of the old anthem. Yes, it's an old anthem. To me, it's not new.
Old
It's
new.
an old anthem. It has been in existence. So
Yeah.
our president decided to reintroduce it to us. What's your reaction on this? Because that's been making rounds on social media.
Okay, so I would say that I think our president wants to keep his name in lots of places before he leaves.
Okay.
You understand? So at the end of the day, they will say, "Oh, our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, His Excellency, changed the national anthem, made these roads, did this, did that, so that his name will be living in the sands of time." So I think that's what he is trying to do, so that he will be remembered for some of these things. But they are good things. But at the end of the day, what effect is it having on we Nigerians?
Exactly.
Because I think they said he brought this back. I'm not sure, because of the unity and all of that is in the prayers that is attached to in the stanza. That is not in the stanza that the ones that we've been using now. So that's what he's trying to do. So I would say that I don't know. I don't want it to affect me because of the amount of money. You were saying something. The effect, it's a lot, because when it comes to some of the infrastructures, some of the things that we need in the country and all of that, we are not meeting up.
The prices of foodstuffs in the market.
We're not.
He's not even saying anything about the food security.
Do you know that?
You're
Do
talking about
you know that a basket of tomatoes is 110,000?
I will tell you that.
I was there 3 days ago.
So many people now
They were
resort
saying
to this palm kernel.
I'm telling
No
you.
longer use tomatoes.
I mean, see me here. But it was Bangashi I did last weekend. So because I went to the market and the prices and you see the way the attitude the sellers were even giving. I don't even blame them. You see, it's just like the same attitudes you get from car dealers when you are going to buy a car. They will just tell you the price. If you like, buy. If you like, buy.
They don't care.
There's no negotiation anymore. That was what happened to
like,
us.
even with my own money, I am now begging you with my own hard-earned money.
Yes,
I have to beg you.
And then they even tell you, if you don't want to buy, just be going. I think it's because of the way they also got the product.
Exactly.
So that's the reason why it's difficult for them to now sell it like that. Because me and my friend, we always go at the beginning of the month to buy things in bulk, because we know that it's better and cheaper to buy it in bulk than buying small. So we just save up, get some money, and then at the end of the month we go there. We buy. When we got there this last month, 3 days ago, we stood in the center of the market and we're like, we did not go to like proper house shop market. We went to market, like we went to day market.
Okay.
That was where we usually buy our things. We're expecting things to be cheaper. Exactly. Right? So we heard it was 80,000 naira, and we were like, 80,000 naira. Okay, maybe we will just still try and find a way to negotiate or buy a smaller basket or something like that. When we got there, the man just looked and said, it's 115. I go come on 5 for you. Take 110.
You even count it.
And we were just shocked because last month we bought it at the rate of 20,000 naira.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
yes.
We bought it 20,000 naira, a big basket. I'm not talking about the small size. I'm talking about the big size.
Yes.
We bought it for 20,000 naira last month. So when we went, yes, 100. So when we went and they were saying, we were like, okay, maybe they will even increase it because normally we will keep small change in case if they increase something, we will not have an attack. At least we'll bring things back home. When we went and the things were going high, we're like, what is going on? It didn't even go high to like 50k. It went up to 100 and something. So we had to buy the size that we could just manage to buy, and then we'll look for how to meet up with tin tomatoes or any other thing that we can manage to use because it's really a messy situation. It's not because you can now imagine people who live on 20,000 naira salary, 30,000 naira salary. You can imagine what they are, they are actually going through. Do they even eat rice at all?
And then the government workers are kind of, begging the federal government to increase their
minimum wage.
I mean, they are aware of what is happening, the hardship.
Honestly,
Nigerians are
it's a lot. It's a lot.
I think the only word I can say with the current administration is misplacement of priority. Because how do you explain the fact that people are hungry and you are approving how much for Hajj? Apart from aside that you said you use 814 billion naira. That's a whole lot of money to reintroduce. We are living up to the old one.
Yeah, the lyrics of the old one.
Exactly, we are living up to it. So what's the essence, or rather, what's the assurance that we are even going to live? It's the misplacement of priority. Even if that was going to happen, this is not the right time.
That's why I said it was a good thing, but it's not the right time for me.
Nigerians, if an average Nigerian now could barely feed 3 solid square meals, and it's not funny.
Even before we were not even doing 3 solid square. We are not doing 3 square meals. Normally before, we're not doing 3 square. Even children in school, you give them breakfast. It's when they come back in the night, you just give them maybe 15 naira. Let them buy snacks in school, and that's all. So we're not even eating 3.
Gary that is being considered as poor man food now. It's
one mudu is like 1,315.
Are you aware of the price of the recent price of one mudu of beans? 2,700.
Oh, beans is too much. We're talking of Gary.
Beans is 2,700.
Yes.
Like how did we get here?
It was even 3,000 when I went to the market. The same market was 3,000 now.
You imagine.
Don't we help?
Yes.
Let's delve straight to the topic for discussion this evening, which is women empowerment, enhancing learning through digital literacy. I think the word digital literacy is kind of big. Can you break it down to us? What is digital literacy?
Okay, let me just say digital literacy is your ability to use simple technology, the ability to use your phone. Do that because I wanted to give a broad, knowledge on it. I wanted to say maybe finding, evaluating, and communicating through typing or other means, digital media, to communicate. But I'll just say, you've just been able to, type and use your phone. Basically, use digital implements, instruments, ability to just use digital, tools. Yeah.
All right, viewers, let's quickly go on a break. We'll be right back. Just stay with us.
In a world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information, you can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Live from the Abuja studios.
On The Punch for this morning. The Blueprint newspaper, Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sports, entertainment, weather forecasts, and lots more in the local city, across all states, and across all countries. Showing daily on Star Times, Channel 124, 9 a.m. West African time, only on Kaftan TV. Stay connected with us.
That he said it is a reason why I will not do it.
I pursue the federal government to pay us our damages.
YouTube, Kaftan TV.
A very tricky one. And then the bottom line is this.
Website www.kaftan.tv.
Point is, the youth must come together. The pendulum can swing in your favor.
Instagram, Kaftan_TV. Kaftan TV. Imagine a beautiful world. In a world where information is vital to every individual, a platform where technology is a medium to pass information, you can always catch up on all information written in the newspapers, even without having one. Join us on The Press.
Listening live from the Abuja studios.
On the Punch for this morning, the Blueprint newspaper, Nigerian Tribune this morning.
As we give you information and opinions about current events and topical issues on politics, business, sport.
Turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we'll bring you discuss, interviews, previews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This
Welcome back, viewers. This is still the Engendered show. Now, before the break, we were discussing the women empowerment, enhancing learning through digital literacy. Now, you mentioned the handset, that's phone, as one of the tools for digital literacy. Are there other digital tools in order to ensure this literacy?
Yes, there are other digital tools. Okay. Your phone, I just mentioned your phone because I know it's something that everybody has, you know, a smartphone, you know. Then there are other things. We have our system, we have iPad, we have different digital tools that the person can use. The normal system that we've been using, you know, the standing one, then we have the laptop, then we have other ones. There are even smart wristwatches now, you know, and different things that we can use now. Okay. Yeah.
All right. With these tools now, do you think that it is possible to empower women using these digital tools?
Oh, yes. I think it's a very good tool that has helped us so far. Not just talking about women outside. I'll use myself as an example. I used to write. I write small tracts for children. I distribute it to children for free and all of that, just to you know, create awareness about a lot of things, maybe ability to focus, just values, sometimes integrity, and some other things. I used to, you know, write. So when I finish writing, I will not take it to somewhere. I will not start typing, you know, and all of that. But, you know, with the understanding of digital tools, I'm able to now use my phone. I'm able to use, I just go on an app on my phone and I just type directly from my mind to the, you know, to the phone, and I'm done. Okay, so that has helped me, you know, reduce the cost of all of those other things. Then media has helped in so many ways, especially things that pertain to women and girls. You know, we're able to air our views. It has helped to amplify our voices, you know, to some certain matters. Before, when we talk about things that has to do with so they just talk about the country, they talk about other things that affect, but people don't talk about some of the things that affect us as women. But now that we have our phones, I can just bring out my phone and just go on live on Instagram, and then I just talk about some of the factors affecting women and girls in Nigeria and all of these other things. And you can have like up to 1,000, 2,000 views, 4,000, depending on, you know, and a lot of people are listening to you, a lot of people are learning, you know, from that particular thing that you're doing. So the empowerment is enormous when it comes to using your digital skills. There was a time we had digital generation, our generation, International Day for the Girl Child. I think it was the girl child, and we had, so a friend of mine, they went to communities to go and do, I think there was a teaching something, so they had like iPad, and when the iPad made noise, all the children ran away. It was a place in in Plateau State. They ran away, and they were like, what is that? What is making noise? Is that a human being? And all of that, because they've never had encounter with system or phones or all of that. So it was a difficult thing to understand. When when you're in town, you're saying phone, it's difficult for you to understand that a lot of people are still running away from phones. They're looking at, is this siren? Is it the police? They were running away from it, and she now had to explain to them, and from there, sensitization, went there, give out some, gadgets to teachers so that they can also show to their children and to the students in the school, and from there they're able to understand it. So from there you can see that the students in that school is empowered. They now know that there's something called the digital world, and I think that's where the world is evolving into. It's not even something that we should throw away. It's something that is of necessity to each and every, very paramount to each and every one of us, and not just to the the male alone, to the females as well. I was asking my husband this morning for his perspective about women, digital, and all of that, because he works in an AI company where they do a lot of the computer and the tech stuff. And then I was asking him, he was like, a lot of women just shy away from it because of lack of concentration and ability to focus, because it will take time. And it's not something that a lot of people want. We are multitaskers as women. We can do this, do that. But the one that would take my time too much to concentrate on only one thing for too long, it's something that we don't want to do as women. Me in particular, I don't know about some women. I don't want to focus on one particular thing for a long time. As I'm doing this, even while I'm at home.
And you, like,
I'm doing a lot of calculation.
In the modern parts of the country. What about those in the rural community?
Exactly. You're talking about digital. You're talking about phone. You're talking about some women, they don't even know where their phones are. Exactly. There was a time when phone came out, my dad was telling my mom that, I will buy a purse and hang the phone on your neck, so that when I'm calling, you're able to pick the call and all of that. Because sometimes we don't want to be holding and something that expensive. If you get me, you say, how can I buy another one? Exactly. So we just keep it in the house. I'm going to the market, keep my phone in the house and all of that. But it's something that we need to use per time. It's something that will help you. When I'm going to the market, I put a list of the things I want to buy in the market, so that I don't overbuy or I don't underbuy. I have it in my phone, and I'm like, let me just go to my Samsung Note, and let me just check, this is what I have. That is what digital can do for us as women. I think sometimes we just look at, how will I be carrying this, let me just write down for paper.
Exactly.
Make I just write down, but these things are tools to aid us, but we see it as some of us see it as this thing is extra work. How do I start? Just imagine when a new app is out, or a new advanced this thing they usually upgrade, maybe WhatsApp upgrade, something upgrade, and when they upgrade, you're like, adaptability is another issue.
Features and all that.
So I had something in mind. The over times we've been asked, has technology done us more good than harm? Now my question to you as of an advocate for Girls Child is this: looking at, we all understand the benefit of digital literacy and technology, like you rightly said, but looking at the way it's the angle or the direction is taking our younger ones, especially the girls that we are talking about, particularly talking about, what would you have to say? For example, I'm a lover of TikTok because I just while away time there, but you open this TikTok app, you get to see a lot of younger girls, very young girls. When I say young girls, I mean girls that are below 20 years of age, wearing pants and bra, dancing on the internet. Let me give you an example, just the recent one. I'm sure you are aware of it, of two girls that went to Abia State or wherever to see a man. So how would you describe the harm this things has brought upon the younger ones? Okay, so I would say for most times, every advantage, there's a disadvantage to those particular things, especially when you now use it too much and you're not using it in the right direction for the right purpose. Okay, so a lot of people see things, and when they pick it, do you know that even this flower that is on this table, when some people pick it, they can use it for another different thing that would not even cause harm to them? Maybe they'll boil it and drink. That's how human beings can be.
That's how they can be. So they look for other dangerous paths to use that particular thing. So the digital world has brought a lot of advantage to us as individuals, but the disadvantages is enormous. Look at the time when that girl was found naked. I've forgotten the name of that school. That it came out, I think she was having sex on this. It was everywhere. It was everywhere. I think they went out for vacation. I don't know the name of the school. I can't remember the name of the school. It was everywhere, and they were having sex on this, and it went on viral. And I'm like, what's going on here? But if not because of the digital, looking at the advantage, wouldn't have known. The parents of those children wouldn't have known that that particular thing is happening. Okay, so it has advantage, but the disadvantage is my problem. Okay, so there's this thing I used to tell teenagers, and I always try to pass information to them, making them understand that if we don't tell you the right information, other wicked people will tell you the wrong information, and you will take it in, absorb it, and you start using it. So that's why the importance of the right information at every point in time. That's why I tell parents, don't stop talking. They will say you are talking too much. Teachers, they say you are becoming a nag, or you are becoming something else. Don't stop talking. It's very important that we keep talking about these things, because I have a club, Good Tides Philippine Missions Foundation is the name of my foundation, and we have a club, over 100 children that we talk to every Sunday evening about some of these things. And when you hear them talk, sometimes the other day I saw one very grown up, and I was asking, and the person was like, oh, this thing you taught us a long time ago. They have not seemed to put that thing to work yet. So it's important that we keep talking about the negativity, about what this particular thing can cause, because it's actually causing a lot of, apart from this sexting and all of these things that is going on now, there are a lot of things. People hacking into people's personal profiles, bringing out people's personal life into talking about the bloggers and all of these things. My personal life is cyberbullying, you know. My personal life is my personal life. You don't need to bring it up to social media. I didn't bring it up myself. You're trying to look for me when I'm in the toilet, trying to bring up my my personal life on social media and all of that. Those are the negative ways of using this. Okay, so there are apps now that are good for us, that we are using, and they are good for us, but the negative thing is what a lot of people keep focusing on, and I feel that it's a wrong way to go about.
So how do we manage it? Because over times sometimes it feels like some persons assume or feel like the one who is claiming to be more decent, but it's not about being decent, because we know that, okay, look at the TikTok, Facebook, and the rest of it, all these social media apps. Actually where we because of the benefit that is attached to it, actually where you can make good money. But now, how do we change the orientation of these younger girls? Because I've always been someone who is particular about girls, because I know what the society we live in is a very complicated one, and now these young girls want to make money by all means. You see that, okay, now according to of course I know for sure, with the one of the community rule in TikTok, the higher your viewer, the more money you earn. Now these girls go as far as doing anything, even if it's dancing naked, just to get views, just to get money. How do we change their orientation?
Okay, I think you just know about the TikTok and the YouTube and do you know that I did not know about this? So I went to a school, and most times after the talk, students want to meet with me and have like a one-on-one session with me. This happened Children's Day. Children's Day, I have like series of programs that I do. So I was in a school, and the lady told me that she was fighting pornography. I was not like, how are you even able to watch pornography? Like, how is it not? You will you not get the app before you download it? When they ask you for questions, the girl said, no, just go on Google. And I'm like, you just go on Google? She said, yes, just go on Google. You just type it and it comes out. And I'm like, I was so shocked. I was knew that I'm an adult.
You don't even know.
I did not know. I was so shocked. And I was like, oh, are you serious? She was like, yes, you just go on Google, just type it out. So far you have data, it just comes out. And we're talking about TikTok, we're talking about Facebook, we're talking about, there are other, online platforms that are not secured.
Exactly.
And a lot of children that are not even of age are going there, they're watching adult movies. So I think the thing that have been working for me is education and information. Now, for some people that are addicted to pornography and some of all of these things, I don't know how you go about it, but I think the best thing to do is decision. Make a decision to stop. Make a decision to choose life. That's what I always say. Make a decision, because at the end of the day, it causes danger. You one way or the other. You begin to ask me how, why, because you're looking at us on TV and you're like, this thing she's doing, it's we're enjoying ourselves, we're enjoying our youth, we're enjoying our same thing to look at those times when I used to talk to my younger brother. You get to see people smoking, music videos. Okay, movies, you get to see people smoking and doing some of all of these things and after some time these children will begin to wonder what is going on with this smoking thing, what's happening. There was a young guy at that time in my family house. You know, my mom was talking about the guy and she was saying it. I was walking and she was like, oh, they were doing a challenge and something that they watched on, I think, TV or so, or social media, and they were like, who can drink this alcohol more? The person that will drink the alcohol without getting high.
Exactly, we'll go with some amount of money.
Okay, so he now drank and took so much of it and fainted.
Wow.
Fainted that they had to take him to the hospital. I think he was in the hospital for up to 2 weeks before he was able to get himself. In fact, after some time, he didn't even know his name. He didn't even know who he was and all of that. Because some people are like, oh, in brain soft or something like that. These things are influenced.
Yeah.
They're influenced by the things that we watch. They're influenced by the things that we see, the things that we say. So to the girl child, I just feel like in this world, a lot of people, each and every one of us, even as we are both sitting, 3 of us are sitting here, there are the decisions that we took that brought us to where we are now.
Exactly.
So the decision we take is very, very important. What are you using your AI tools to do? I'm using ChatGPT. You know, I use it for maybe I want to write something and I want them to correct my English or something like that. There are AI tools that have helped us to do some certain things. You, what are you using as an individual? What are you learning? I was talking to my husband and he was like, at the end of the day, you should have read at least 2 articles in a day. He was talking to me and I was like, and I'm like, 2 articles in a day.
That's your leisure time now.
So
I mean, if you don't have anything doing, that's what you can achieve.
Yeah, you know, he was just saying it, you know, that it keeps you informed.
Yeah.
It keeps your brain working. It keeps you, you know, sometimes some things you take in helps what you will bring out. You're a writer. You maybe you're in the movie industry. You're doing something about academics or one thing or the other. Whatever you take in helps your output. There was a time I was doing a simple puzzle game. I think it's word swipe we call it, where you there are different words. You choose from the word and attach them.
Okay, yes. I played the game.
Puzzle. I think they have different names. If you see how that thing helped me, I was so proactive in thinking. I was thinking it will help
it sharpens your brain.
Exactly. I was thinking it would just help my pronunciation and ability to spell words and all of that. It didn't do that for me. What it did was to help my thinking, you know, ability to critically think about something.
Time is limited and you'll be like, okay, how do I get before I run out of time? What will you add to be to give you baby? What will you get?
It's after some time I started putting that into work. I started putting that into simple things. Maybe in the house I want to maybe cook something, I want to buy something, I want to do this, I want to do that. I started putting that into you know, at the end of the day it
goes beyond fun.
Exactly. All
right, still talking about these digital tools.
Do
you think there should be a kind of age limitation to it because of, you know, the example she cited now, these young girls are posting or all of that? Do you think there should be an age limitation to this digital usage?
Before you say that, let me just add a backup question to what she has just asked. In most cases, I don't know, there is no possibility that we are going to, even if we say let's come out and advocate, there is no possibility that this will advocate that these apps should stop working or should be taken off the internet. Now, there is this influencer that I usually follow. So most times when she posts something, I just go to the comment section, because most times I'll just go to comment section to see people's reaction, and a lot of people will keep asking, do you have mother? So now my question is this: these young girls who does this thing there, do you think the mother is doing enough talking? Because I know of some parents that you still have a child who is still in school, she because it's a girl child, doesn't have a skill that is fetching her money, but at the end of the day you see her using iPhone 15 Pro Max, iPhone 15, iPhone 4, which cost about ₦1 million, and she doesn't have a skill. She's still a student. It wasn't like you bought it. Now she goes out, come back with these things, you don't question, you don't ask. So do you think the parents are doing enough work?
Okay, so going back to your question, when it comes to the age limit, I was listening to something. I think it was on a TV or something. It was something somebody was saying something. I was listening. I think it's this TV sensory board and all of those things. And I'm like, he was saying that, from what he was saying it like they were putting effort in doing some of these things, regulating the age limit.
It has even been, someone has sponsored the bill in the National Assembly, House of Rep, precisely that should be 2 years ago, but up to now, nothing has.
Yes, we hear about these things. I think at the end of the day, it still goes back to individuals, because teenagers these days, you see them and think they're adults because of some of the information they've taken in. So it is very, very important that you keep your mind as a teenager. So I have an aunt that stays abroad, and of recent she just called me and she was really troubled. I'm like, what's happening? She said they're teaching her children about ability to choose whatever sex they are.
At what age?
They want. At I think the girl is just about 10.
10?
Yes, she's just about 10. And I'm like,
sex, I mean, is it gender or what?
Yes, a gender, that she should pick whatever she wants to pick. So there's a course, there's a subject that talks about ability to be free to pick whatever you want to pick, and all of that. And her own problem was the exposure.
Yes,
why would you expose my child to that kind of thing? So that's the problem that we are facing. A lot of children are exposed before because some of these things our parents were guiding our mind at that time. When you say something, they say, shut up, you don't know anything about that, focus on this other thing. At that time, when they were doing all of these things, they were trying to limit our memories to the things that are around us at that particular time. So what were we supposed to be doing at that particular time? We're supposed to study our books, learn. Now, let me tell you, if your mind is diverted, am I supposed to be a girl or a boy? How am I supposed to focus on my education?
It's not possible.
It's impossible at my age. How am I supposed to focus on my education? Because of the exposure. The exposure is too much, and that is the problem with some of these things. So we're looking at the regulatory board, and this goes to the government. We're looking at the regulatory board. Please help us, because our teenagers are going.
They are being exposed to danger.
Should I say haywire? They are learning a lot of things that they are not supposed to learn at this particular stage, and that is the reason why they are not focusing more on their education. These days, you get to see people like us. We do tracts, we do comic books, we do small books just because we want to pass information. If you do a big book, nobody is ready to read it. Nobody is ready to go through those things. They want to learn, they want to watch videos, they want to create content. Now, going to your question, I think one of the problems we have to that is poverty. If you're bringing it as a parent, you're bringing money for me as a child, I will not. Sometimes some parents that don't have, they will not bother to ask out, where are you getting this money from? What are you doing to get this money? So they just begin to say, since she's the one, they even go to church and testify. This girl, thank God they use for our family.
Putting her in prayers.
Exactly. Now she be the angel of our family. Now you're not asking, because some of these girls, they don't allow their parents to follow them online.
No.
They don't allow their uncles or aunties to follow them. They block them. They block them. Okay, and they don't permit their friends to share some of their videos and all of that. Yes. Okay, so because they want the views to be contained in their own social media platforms. Cool. So poverty is one of the issues, and I feel that when we eradicate poverty, we eradicate a whole lot of things. We eradicate shallow mindset. Because it goes along pari passu.
Can poverty be eradicated in this country?
I don't know if it can be, but I feel
mitigated to an extent.
Exactly.
Because I had a friend
rich wants to get richer.
And it doesn't matter whatever.
I had a friend. I don't want to mention the state name. She told me confidently that in her state, once a boy child is up to 10, the mother will be like, that the mother will be the one to pick single-handedly take the boy to whoever it is that will teach him Yahoo.
It's happening now. I know of some.
Seriously.
That the mothers are even putting them in prayers. They are taking them to prophet houses and all of that. Those children are in town. They build houses for their parents and all of those things. And I would want to say that teenagers that are in Abacha Road, Maraba, like I've seen, I don't know what's going on, and I feel that we need parents. You do not see your children for 1 week. You do not ask. You do not check on them. Like, what is going on?
Exactly.
What is because I feel that some of this training starts from the home.
From the home, exactly. Because how do you explain the fact that a 20-year-old boy is already driving a Benz? It's not like you as a parent, the mother and the father set him up before he finished his education. He just came out of secondary school, and in less than 1 year, he's already driving Benz. How?
Go to school.
My sister, let me tell you of a story that happened.
And you don't even ask.
It happened to somebody that I know. In fact, he was my student. He had money, and then he took weed. It was very high. He now entered his power bike or whatever they call it. Was driving, and that was the end of him. Broke his spinal cord. He was high, okay, and then he broke his spinal cord, and that was the end of him. We have seen these things happen, but I don't know why some other parents want their children to be the examples of some other people. Say, here of that woman picking, see waiting drum. I don't know why we cannot checkmate our children. At the end of the day, there was another girl that we see them a lot. In fact, it was on social media the other day. Will you marry a Yahoo boy, or will you marry somebody that is just
a lot of them went for Yahoo boy?
You saw the video.
Yes, of course.
They want sharp money.
Yes, of course. And this internet fraud, this Yahoo thing, is also part of this digital literacy we're talking about. So we're saying that a lot of children should come out and learn some of these skills. Then some of them are now learning the wrong, the negative part of the skill.
I think if I'm to advise in a situation like this, some persons will tell you because of Christianity, faith and all that they are against family planning. But I just feel like if you have 1 or 2 kids, it's okay, you can do the family planning, because this having too much children that you cannot take care of contribute to all of this. Because let's just we know that we can't, there are certain things we can't change, but we can contain some when you give these children good education. When you give them good education, some can be contained. But when it's when every day of your life you're just trying to live from hand to mouth, even to feed is a problem. At the point you get tired and you'll be like, and you keep whether a miracle, take one happen, may happen.
No. Apart from that procreating thing, there's a particular tribe that I know of, and they don't use contraceptive.
My people will tell you, is God that God trains children. Will God come from heaven and train the children for you?
We are in a civilized
exactly.
Yes.
Let's apply that.
Very important.
Give birth to the number of children
you can train, because all this at the end of the day you see them the street become their home, and they start causing havoc to the society. They start robbing, they start stealing, they start doing hookup and the rest of it. And again, parents need to understand that the generation of children we are having now is far different from the one we used to have in our
exactly.
These Gen Z children don't want to be patient with anything. They don't want to be patient with life. They don't want to be patient and build a career. They don't want to be patient to learn a skill. They just want quick money. As far as iPhone 15 they reign, another one I want to use. They want to wear the best of hair. They want to wear the best of shoe
when they can't even afford it.
Not even when they can't. I've forgotten that they will stand for everything. Now you will see a girl of 22 years old, 20 years old wanting to compete with you that have worked 30 years back of your life to carry the same bag you're carrying, to wear the same hair you're wearing, to wear the same shoe.
Is it competing with you, or they're already doing it? They're already wearing the expensive hair.
More than you.
Yes, they're wearing the. And you see, some of the issues I'm having is
a whole lot of
some of them may not even be getting this from the back or getting it the wrong way. Their parents are getting it for them. Now this now goes to exposure. Their parents are now exposing them to. I was watching something. It was an interview, and I think it was Bisola Ayola, the host
of BBNC.
Yeah.
No, I was going to when you said that, I was going to. I said I had something to say, because to me, I believe that if you have the money, yes, you should know. The common sense should tell you that I had a friend who was telling me that her friend's husband or whatever, I don't know how the story was okay, the husband was saying that a child of 2 years old was already requesting for iPhone 13.
2 years old.
I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. Like she was not like, so when we were, she said, all these privileged children, that she don't blame her, because why would a child of 2 years old but already asking me for iPhone 13 Pro Max?
No,
that is it exactly. So yes, it is good that you give them good life, so they don't get carried away. But there should be a limit.
Exactly.
Because sometimes, for example, now you don't want to tell me that, okay, this thing, if my mates have this and I don't have it, I want to have it, so I'll be tempted to. But when you give them some level of comfort, for example, when a man is coming to offer you, for example, if let's just say my parents gives me allowance of 250,000 monthly allowance, and you are coming to me as a guy, you want to deceive me, you want to get in between my leg with just 100,000. It won't move me. You understand? So when you have it, give them the comfort, but let there be limits to it.
Yeah. What I was even saying, what I was even going to say about Bisola Ayola was her daughter was asking for a wig, you know, and I think it was one of her videos. I can't even remember. I think it was on Instagram or something. And then she now said, "Oh, you're going to carry this chuku," and she made the chuku very tight. And she was like, "You're going to carry this chuku because I want you to look natural." When you get to that stage, you now begin to
there is time
use some
for
of these
everything.
things. So there's time for, you know, that time. But if some parents are not trying to expose their children before time, that is my major concern.
I've seen it. I've seen a girl. I went to a salon one guy. I saw a girl of 3 years old with painted nails. I was asking, of course she didn't do it herself. It was an adult that did that to her, or that did that for her. How do people reason? How would you paint the leg of a 3-year-old girl, old child? Why would you do it? What for?
That is to say the parents also play a major role in things.
Exactly. Or guardian, whoever the child is with. Yeah.
All right, let's move away from that. Let's now talk about the challenges or the factors that hinder the achievement of digital literacy. Of course, you agree with me that there are challenges that hampers this digital literacy, especially in the rural areas. What are these challenges and how can these challenges be surpassed?
Okay, so like I said earlier, you know, when it comes to the story I said earlier, you know, she went to that community and saw that they didn't even know that there was something that you can call a phone and all of that. So this challenge goes back to what we've been talking about, and that is poverty. A lot of people do not have to, you know, I think there was a story of one man that I think his son sent him a phone, you know, and they took it to the village. So everybody gathers. So when he wants to make a call, everybody gathers. Everybody wants to see. Everybody wants to, you know.
Even at this age.
Even at this age, when you go to some communities, you're shocked at what is going on in those communities. So those are the challenges, basically, ability to, you know, and I want to applaud parents that would send their children to schools, you know, to schools where these things are, because I was with a parent and she was saying, I want my child to go to this school because they teach them this, like a school that I know, you know, they have every exam, they do use their computer for the exam, CBT test. Okay, and this school is in Maraba. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So they use diesel. In fact, no, they stopped using diesel. They started using solar. So the owner of the school just went and did solar for the whole school, and it's a missionary school and very cheap. You know, so people go there and they learn. One of the things that struck me about the school is the fact that during JAM, the students are they take it easily. They are not afraid to do their JAM. They don't have phobia for the system. Because that is one of the things that
gotten used to it.
That's one of the things that causes failure during JAM.
Because you're under tension, your anxiety,
to do so. The school is already doing that. From just S1, you go to the system, you know, you write your test, you write your exam, and all of that. And by so doing, you're done. Afterwards, you're done, and you're back to your seat. So you know, a lot of parents say, I want my child to go to this school because of the standard and all of that. So it is very important that parents send their children to those kind of schools. I know it can be very expensive, and it still goes back. I think everything still goes back to poverty, ability to have, and that's the reason why some parents say, "Oh, let my children just go to this particular government school or this particular government school so that they can learn." But at the end of the day, those government schools, they may not have some of the things some of these things, or some of them may have it, but ability to put it to work, generator, and some of all of these things, you know. It's a problem. So they just have it in the lab and they lock it up because some of the things that aids them to use these things are not there.
Not provided.
So we need, because everything goes back to finances.
Exactly.
You know, those are the solutions to it. If there are finances available to some of this, and I don't just want to restrict it to government alone. We have other organizations like the UNFPA and some of all these people. They can fund some organizations like Good Tides Philippine Missions Foundation. UNFPA sponsored us at the time to print books and distribute to communities. So we went to Ekiti State. We distributed these books to those communities. We made a braille copy of those books for inclusion of the blind. We distributed it to, you know, different communities. So if the government and some of these agencies that are in Nigeria can also aid, let us go to communities. Let's give out some of these things, because at the end of the day, if one person own is good, it's good for each and every one of us, because you don't know that particular child that will bring up one AI thing that will aid all of us, that will make the whole, you know, country to be sweet and aid our economy and all of that. I think we just need one soul. We just need one intelligent person that just comes out with an AI tool that can help us, because we usually put our trust in petroleum, but now we can see where petroleum, because petroleum is one of our greatest assets in Nigeria. Yes, so I think we need to divert a little bit, going into the digital skills and all of that, because I think that is where we can gain more income in this country, and that can help us, just not just speaking to children, speaking to the government at large, speaking to individuals. Okay, if you're looking for where to focus on digital literacy is very, very important, because I think that is what is leading the world right now. You can be in your house and get a certificate. I think there is an online
programs,
online courses,
UNICEF, there are a lot
of online courses that you can learn, soft skills that you can learn. I was listening to a lady that left Nigeria to another country, and she's doing well. What is she doing? Simple tech skills, soft skills. She's putting it to work, using her brain, working on them, and she's doing well with just simple soft skills. Ability to use. Some of us, even normal Microsoft Word is difficult to just type something simple, quickly. It's difficult for us, and it's something that we really need to work on. The other day, I think I was listening to some people, adults. Okay, come and type this. Come and say, where is and where is this? Where is that? Where can I put and And I was shocked, and I'm like, what's happening? You don't know how to do this. And I don't know how to. And I'm like, okay, please learn it. That's why you get to see some parents say, take your children to computer school during okay, this is third term. We have the long vacation coming. Yes, put them. You must not put them in summer schools. Summer schools, they are teaching them the same thing they teach them. They will teach them. I know it's something they will teach them the next term, but it's very important that you, as you're doing maybe the summer, you can introduce them into computer schools and some of these things. Let them learn.
Going digital.
Exactly. Let them learn some of these things. Don't just teach them the theory alone. Let them go and learn. Yeah.
You agree with me that these digital tools are more seen in private schools compared to the government schools, and the government schools is where these are
majority of the children,
the average they do attend. So how can these digital tools be be acquired in this government schools, so that those that can't afford to enroll their kids in private school can also enroll their kids in government schools, having that digital tools in place?
That's why this whole board game comes down to finances again, and it comes down to the government actually helping. I was in a school, and we'll be going there maybe tomorrow or Monday, I don't know when. If you go to the school, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at the way the roof is. It's a government school. The place is dilapidated. It's a messy scene. And at the end of the day, students are still going to those schools. They carry their chairs from home to schools and some of those kind of things. It's really heartbreaking, and it's really sad. So I would say that the government can employ some of the NGOs, because we can raise funds. Okay, so we know where to raise funds for some of these things, and you can also help. If we're using money to do national anthem, we're using money to send to Hajj and some of these things, just give a little bit of, because to complete that building, that I'm looking at, 2 million will do it.
Wow.
2 million will do it.
It's very affordable by the government.
Very affordable by the government.
Affordable is understatement.
So we're looking at a place where, if the government can work on school laboratories, school labs, where where the students can learn some of these things, can be
in a conducive environment, because you can't learn in an unconducive environment.
There was a school I went to, and in that school, they allowed them to do some of this robotics. They bring in people that can help them, teach them robotics, teach them some of these things and all of that. And I was so shocked. Young children. I'm not talking about senior secondary school. I'm talking about primary school. They're teaching them how to put one or two. Some of those things I don't even know them. Okay, so they're putting one or two things together. They're coding. They're using Java, Python, some of these programming languages. They're putting it together. They are working on it, and they're doing great things. And I'm like, this is amazing. So if we can do that in government schools, it will really help, because we have majority of these children in government schools.
Exactly. That's where you find most of them.
Because it's more affordable.
Exactly. So if the government can do something like that, if not even going into robotics, just opening the school laboratories, letting these children go into the school collaborate. If you need to buy fuel for the generator, let them buy, because some of the causes of this, not because there's no system. The problem is maybe the data. Or the data rather, or the fuel, the lights, and all of that. So some of these little things just need to be fixed, and the children will be good to go. So let's look into this.
All right. So as a gender-based advocate, we are talking about digital literacy. Do you think gender affects digital literacy?
Yes, it does. Okay. Looking at it, we see that a lot of the male folks are into technology. If you look at it, we can even say 70%, 65% thereabouts, and then the rest are just the females. And like I said earlier, a lot of us just want to multitask and concern ourselves with a lot of other things, and not focusing on a particular thing, learning it and knowing it. So I would say that I'm not just talking about everybody. I'm not talking about some certain or a group of people. I'm talking about myself as an individual, because it's something that each and every one of us need to go into, need to learn and know. Because somebody was saying something, that know a bit of almost of everything. Just know a bit of it, because it helps at the long run.
Master of many, and not instead of a jack of trade or a master of none, jack of all trade and master of none. Be a master of whatever.
It's very important that we learn a lot of things. Okay, we learn things. Just learn a bit of it, so that when you are called or you're speaking about a particular thing, you're able to know it. And that's why I said something about my husband earlier. He said that it's important that we have an article. Read 2 articles at least in a day. It keeps you informed about certain things. So I would just employ the women. It is very important. Women and girls, encourage your girls. Let them learn skills. Let them learn some of these digital skills. It will help them. And you as a woman, learn some of these digital skills as well. Go into AI. Let's learn some of these things. I'm not talking about you alone. I'm talking about myself as well. I want to know some of these things. I want to learn them. So I think it's a challenge to each and every one of us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, viewers, I hope you had a swell time today, and I'm sure you've learned one or two. Lois Tofunmi, many thanks for joining us
today.
Thank
you too. Thank you.
Hope to have you join us again. All right, digital literacy is very paramount. It is necessary, and there is no gender segregation. It is both meant for the male folks and as well as the female folks. Till we come your way again, I am Confidence Reuben.
Now at this point, this is where we draw the curtain for the show Engendered today. And before I go to my girls out there, add something to your life, improve yourself, learn. The world is going digital, so please come along, don't stay behind. And until we come your way next time, keep watching Kaftan Television. I am Missy Emelite. Bye for now.